world of gamers. After yesterday's video about Persona 4 Golden, I decided to go in reverse order and give a little shout out for Persona 3. I have a copy of Persona 3 on the PlayStation 2, as you can see, which is my original copy, which I picked up back in 2014, and a copy of P3P, Persona 3 Portable, for the PlayStation Portable, which is not my original copy. The original copy that I did have, I sold after I got to the end of the game and couldn't complete it, and then regretted it because the price of the game went up dramatically. Then it started to come back down post-pandemic, and I've eventually recently picked up another copy. And I do intend to go back and try and go through this game all the way to completion. The reason that I stopped playing, when I was playing it, I used to take this on bus journeys when I was self-employed, and I would sit and play when I was on a long journey. I got all the way to the end, and there was a sudden dramatic spike in the difficulty with the final boss, and I realised that my characters were nowhere near the strengths of the final boss. So I started grinding to level up, and the grinding was just going on and on and on, and I eventually just lost patience and lost interest and sold the game, which was quite out of character, if I'm honest. Sometimes I just let games go, and then sometimes I have regrets about letting games go. If I've sold any Atlus games in the past, I've always ended up regretting it, because that has been the primary focus of my video game collecting. I'm going to try not to do it anymore, but if I come to the point where I decide it's time for them to go, then it's time for them to go. P3 is similar to P4 in that during the daytime the gameplay is centered around it being kind of a high school sim. You will spend time during the day interacting with characters, spending time at school, doing jobs, quests for people out in the world, and then on a night time you go into dungeon crawler mode, climbing a tower, fighting with shadows as the enemies are called, leveling up your characters, building relationships, which you do during the daytime as well, working your way all the way to the top and strengthening your personas, which is your inner help, if you like. P3 had a little bit of controversy attached to it when it came out. I'm not going to go into details as to why, just in case, like I've said before, you come across this video and you haven't played the game before. I don't want to put any spoilers in if I can help it. And maybe I should have to put that in the title or on the thumbnail before people enter into the video, so they know I'm not doing this in a way where I'm giving an in-depth review, or I'm talking about the game in a way where it would give away the plot in a big way, or tell you too much information about some of the things that would be good to find out just by playing the game. There is a remake. A remake was released for modern consoles. I haven't played it yet. I do intend to pick it up and play it and try to get all the way to the end of the game to completion this time. It's a brilliant game. It is a toss-up between P3 and P4 as to which one is the one that I enjoy the most, have enjoyed the most. At the moment, it's probably P4, just for the simple fact that I've completed it. I've seen the ending. But P3 is definitely up there with P4 as being one of the best JRPGs that I've played to date. I'm going to read the backs just to show that there's a slight difference between the two games. So starting off with the PlayStation 2 version. Step into the Night. It was given a 10 out of 10. Don't know if I'd go that far, but it's close. Terrible creatures lurk in the dark, preying on those who wander into the hidden hour that lies between one day and the next. As a member of the secret school club, you must wield your inner power, persona, and protect humanity from impending doom. Will you live to see the light of day? 70 plus hours of gameplay packed with school activities, intense battles, and a riveting story. I put in about 150 hours into P3P. Tap into the power of social links. As your friendships grow stronger, so will your mastery over your persona. And then for the PlayStation Portable version, I will get myself a little tripod at some point as well to hold the camera. Slight difference with this one. The Dark Hour begins anew. Choose to play as a male or female and watch it change the game's intricate social dynamics. So in this version of the game, they added the option to choose a female protagonist, whereas in the first original version, there was only the male protagonist. Fill your days with friends, school and jobs, and use your nights to fight shadows, as I said. Master the power of social links, grow your friendships to strengthen your persona. There is a hidden hour that exists between one day and the next, when terrible creatures known as shadows roam. You must wield your inner power, persona, to protect humanity and find a way to bring an end to this threat. And there's obviously going to be differences between the two versions of the game, for the simple fact that the PlayStation 2 is more powerful than the PSP. So there are noticeable differences between the two games. Again, I'm trying not to say too much that might spoil the game if you haven't played it yet. Simple things like resolution, screen size are going to be different. And then there are some other elements of the game which are different as well. But I would say that both versions are still worth playing. And that is pretty much all I have to say for P3. For now anyways. Who knows, I might come back and revisit some of these games with some gameplay as well. But that is it for now. Catch you in the next one.